accurate scoring, and proper conduct in tonight's game. They are Karen Beard, Don Woods, and George Williams. Your clock operator is Zaf Ahmed. Your scorekeeper is William Elliott. And now, let's meet tonight's starting 5 lineups. First up, the Clarksville Academy Cougars. At guard, number 3, Sydney Boykin. At guard, number 12, Presley Sykes. At forward, number 13, Vanna Pridgen. At guard, number 14, Ashley Roberts. At forward, number 32, Lakeisha Phillips. And now, your starting lineup for your USN Tigers. At guard, the junior number 4, Olivia Tyson. At forward, the senior number 13, Mary Sophia Wright. At guard, a sophomore number 24, Brooke Burgess. And for the sophomore number 35, Kaya Smith. And a junior at 4, number 25, Amara Payne. Your head coach for the USN Tigers is Dee Davis. Assistant coaches, Kenitha Pope and Michelle Booker.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackson Jaffe, live here from the Tiger Den. Alongside me in the booth, Dr. Justin Fitzpatrick. Great to be here with you, Dr. Fitz.
Great to be with you, Jackson. Looking forward to tonight's game.
And tonight we've got a matchup against the Clarksville Cougars. Both teams, the Cougars are 8-4 in the district. USN 10-3 in the district. A clearly even-matched battle tonight. We're waiting as tip-off is just a few seconds away. Amara Payne will jump for the Tigers. Keisha Phillips jumping for the Cougars. And the Cougars get the opening tip-off. This is Ashley Roberts. She passes over to Vanna Pridgen. Passes back to Sydney Boykin. Over to Presley Sykes, back to Boykin. Up top, Ashley Roberts. Over to Pridgen. Back to Boykin. Boykin drives, pass outside. There's Sykes. Sykes fakes, pass over. It's Roberts. Roberts back to Boykin. Boykin over to Presley Sykes. She doesn't find a pass. Good defense by the Tigers so far. Boykin feeds the post inside to Phillips. Blocked by Kaya Smith.
Excellent defensive possession there. Tigers open in a 2-3 zone. No good looks there for the Cougars.
And quickly after the ball stays on the rim for about 2 seconds, Amara Payne will be the first on the board here, putting the Tigers up 2-0. And Payne almost got the steal. Mary Sophia comes up with it. Brooke Burgess back to Payne, over to Burgess. She will slow down the offense, goes quick to Dossett. Dossett inside, Kaya Smith wants to look, she rolls and rebound. Payne and one.
Pretty clear early on that the Tigers are going to attack the interior. They've got their 2 strongest post players on the floor, Kaya Smith and Amara Payne. They've looked dominant thus far in the first minute and a half.
Her first personal foul. Amara Payne at the line for the Tigers, shooting 1.
So Amara Payne will go to the line to attempt to convert the and one. And that one is good. Tigers leading 5-0 as Clarksville Academy will bring the ball up. Here's Boykin. Gets out of the double. Finds Ashley Roberts, and no backcourt violation is called. Wasn't sure where her foot was on the line. Clarksville will fire away a shot. Presley Sykes doesn't get anything. Rebound by the Tigers. Dossett saves the ball, but it goes to Clarksville Academy. Here's Boykin, who got the steal there. Passes to Presley Sykes. Now it's up top to Ashley Roberts. Roberts driving right. Passes over to Sykes. Sykes inside. And no good there by Keisha Phillips. Rebound to Mara Payne. She'll bring the ball after passing it to Brooke Burgess. Brooke Burgess dribbling the ball up the court. Burgess drives right. Takes a step-back jumper. That's no good. And Amara Payne attempted to get the rebound, but Vanna Pridgeon comes down with it instead. Boykin, deep pass. Inside, Phillips. No. Rebound, Kaya Smith. Dossett passes to Payne. Payne back to Burgess. Layup. And that's going to be out of bounds on Brooke Burgess after she could not reel in the pass from Amara Payne.
Amara doesn't get enough credit for how good a passer she is out of the post. She encounters a lot of double teams down there and always does a good job finding free teammates. Nice pass there to Brooke, just couldn't convert.
So Tigers leading 5-0 as Ashley Roberts brings the ball up the court. She attempts to drive, and justly a travel is called. That one looked pretty evident.
The official called it after about the 5th step. She had traveled well before it was even called.
So Mary Sophia throws it in to Brooke Burgess. Almost loses the ball, but gets it back to Burgess. Quick pass, Dossett. Dossett inside. Payne. No. And Payne got the rebound. She goes back up with it. Doesn't get that one. And I believe Clarksville is going to come away with it.
We got a foul on somebody. Might be Mary Sophia.
And it is going to be on Mary Sophia. So the first foul for either team in this game. Clarksville will be awarded possession.
Clarksville basketball. Entering the game for the Tigers is number 20, Courtney Rabb.
So Tigers making a substitution, subbing in senior Courtney Rabb. She's playing tough defense on Ashley Roberts. They go over, and this is Boykin at the top of the three-point line. Passes back. There's Ashley Roberts. She doesn't really get anything. Inside, Phillips. There's a 2, and that's off. And the rebound there, good hustle by Vanna Pridgeon. And Dossett came away with it inside to Payne. Payne fires it forward to Burgess, and that one's going to be ruled out on Clarksville Academy, with rendering the Tigers possession of the basketball.
Seems pretty clear that Keisha Phillips, number 32, is the focal point of the Cougar offense. Kaya Smith had her defended the first several possessions. Now she's out of the game. It'll be interesting to see if the Tigers are up to the task of defending her.
And the Tigers trying to convert. Payne did not get that shot to go. Clarksville Academy handles the rebound. Here's Boykin, and that's back to Boykin. Boykin takes a contested three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound, Mary Sophia Reich. Timeout called by head coach Dee Davis. Exactly 4 minutes remaining in the first period. Tigers leading 5-0. Dr. Fitz, what have the Tigers done well so far tonight?
They're really attacking the interior. They've done well on the inside. They seem to feel like Clarksville has some weaknesses handling the ball, so they're pressing after the made baskets. They got a turnover right after the first one. That's been excellent. On the defensive end, they're playing a zone because presumably they know that Clarksville's best chances to score in the interior, and the zone's been as good as you could ever hope for. We've got a shutout going in a 5-0 lead. So everything looks good so far. We're going to have to continue to attack the interior on offense. That'll be key.
Indeed, interior basketball is where you're going to win games. Easy points can be found down low. It's the closest you can get to the rim.
That it is.
So the Tigers still have possession. Mary Sophia Reich will throw the ball in. Courtney's open and goes back to Reich. Reich dribbling the ball up the court. She's pressured and now has a 2-on-1 and missed the pass right there to Amara Payne, but there was tough defense by Keisha Phillips. It'll stay with the Tigers, though. Brooke Burgess will throw the ball in. Burgess, Payne. Payne back to Burgess. 3, no good. Rebound, Olivia Dossett gets the fortuitous bounce. And Payne, no, but Mary Sophia got the rebound and put it back up. She was open under the basket there, but got the rebound anyway and still found a way to get on the board. Clarksville Academy pushing it inside. There's a missed opportunity by number 13, Vana Pridgeon. Tigers bring the ball up. Burgess, Rab hesitates and passes back to Burgess. Burgess drives right, goes back left, and she seemed to think she may have double dribbled there, but no call. And Amara Payne will draw the foul.
We should just wear them out all night with that play. Let Amara back whoever's guarding her down, turn around and put it up. She'll make more than she'll miss.
And she has been rather dominant tonight, accounting for about 71% of the Tigers' points in the first quarter. And Payne,
75.
May I remind you that we have a math doctorate earner in the booth tonight, Dr. Justin Fitzpatrick.
I got it by reducing fractions to lowest terms and converting them into percentages. That was the secret.
So Payne will sink both free throws.
Smith entering the game for Amara Payne.
The score is 9-0 with 3:05 remaining in the first quarter. And inside, they'll go, and that is Vana Pridgeon off the mark. Rebound, Phillips. Phillips puts it back in, and it's going to get Clarksville Academy on the board to make it 9-2. USN still leading. Burgess goes to Rab. She dribbles up top, fakes out the defender, but she gets to pass it to Burgess. She wants the screen. Now she's calling for a double screen. Burgess doesn't like any looks. Inside, forces the pass to Kaya Smith. That's stolen by Phillips. Phillips up top, and Burgess gets back the ball that she just lost with about 2:15 remaining here in the first. And a nice steal there by Ashley Roberts. Good reflexes, and Dossett is going to be called for the foul. I don't know if I agree with that one, Dr. Fitz.
Tremendous hustle by Olivia Dossett. I'm not sure that she got anything other than the ball on that one either.
That's her first personal foul. At the line shooting for the Cougars, number 14, Ashley Roberts.
So nonetheless, the Cougars will go to the line, down 7 with opportunity for 2, Ashley Roberts. And the first one goes in and out.
Little knuckleball there, Jackson.
It was.
Entering the game is number 22, Jordan Sheets.
So Jordan Sheets, sophomore, entering the game for the Tigers.
Watch Mary Sophia right here. She's got a tough box-out responsibility. Let's see how she does it.
And Clarksville will sink the second free throw. Dossett will bring the ball up the court. Passes to Sheets. Passes to Rab. Coach Dee Davis expressing her frustration with the Tigers' offensive execution, and rightly so, as they turn the ball over right there.
Tigers struggling on offense with Amara out of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if she's back at the scorer's table pretty soon.
Ashley Roberts will convert as the Clarksville Academy Cougars are on a little bit of a run here. Rab outside. Rab. She can't find any room. Sheets. Dribbles right and passes back to Dossett, who tries to set up the offense. Dossett with the screen from Reich. Passes back to Sheets. Back to Dossett. Back to Rab. Can't find Kaya Smith. And Dossett will now set up the offense again at the top of the key. She uses the screen to her advantage. Does not go around the screen, but still gets the points.
Beautiful crossover dribble there to end the 6-0 run for Clarksville.
So 11-6, Tigers leading. Under a minute left to play. And the jump ball.
Jump ball called on the play. Possession arrow goes to USN.
That looked like Clarksville was going to pick it up. Mary Sophia did a great job getting on the floor. Held ball gives us the possession.
So Amara Payne checks quickly back in, as you correctly predicted, Dr. Fitz. And Payne will throw the ball into Olivia Dossett. Again, just under a minute remaining. Tigers leading by 5. And Dossett slowing the offense down. She drives right, back to Sheets. Sheets over to Rab. Rab inside Kaya Smith. Smith drives. Nothing there. Rebound by Keisha Phillips. Goes up top. Ashley Roberts. She wants to pass. Finds Boykin. Back to Roberts. 3. No good. And almost a rebound. Looked almost like an over-the-back call. Rab gets the rebound anyways. And here's Dossett. Just under 10 seconds remaining. Inside. Payne. No good. Rebound Keisha Phillips. And time will expire as that shot does not have the distance required. So the Tigers leading 11-6 at the end of the first quarter. And during the break, we'd like to recognize some of our sponsors, including Gertner & Co. Excellence in property management since 1968. 50 years of quality property management, Dr. Fitz.
No doubt about it. They're the best there is.
And we'd also like to remind you to please subscribe, if you like our broadcasts, to our channel and turn on push notifications so you know when our streams go live and when the Tigers are playing basketball, because, Dr. Fitz, playoff time is coming around. So the Tigers need your support.
You will not want to miss playoff basketball. There are going to be some tremendous games, and we're going to be involved in a great many of them. We'll be privileged to see them, and we hope you guys will stay with us so you can see those games as well.
And additionally, we have senior night this Thursday. That'll be a big one. Some quality seniors departing from this 2017-2018 Tigers squads. Mary Sophia and Courtney from the girls, Drew and Quinn from the boys.
Yeah, we're really going to miss them. Great players and great leaders for their respective teams.
So we're back in play here in the second quarter. Again, Tigers leading 11-6. And Ashley Roberts will throw it in. She gets to Boykin, back to Roberts. Boykin has it on the wing. She drives inside and is fouled on the way up.
Shooting foul call against USN.
That's how Clarksville's going to have success offensively. We're doing a pretty good job taking Shields out of the game. Dribble penetration from the guards will force the defense to collapse and possibly free up Shields or send the Cougars to the foul line where they stand right now.
So Boykin knocks down the first one to cut the Tiger lead to 4. And she will also sink the second one. This is over to Burgess. Burgess passes to Dossett. Dossett back to Burgess. Burgess setting up the offense, calling out a couple plays. She drives right. Passes to Dossett. Inside. Payne. Beautiful find for 2 points. Tigers increase the lead to 5 after the beautiful inside pass to Amara Payne, who converts yet another point for the Tigers.
We're looking at her every possession, and rightly so. She has been dominant thus far. She missed a pretty easy one at the end of the first quarter, but she's had a lot of excellent opportunities, and she'll have many more. Doesn't look like Clarksville has too many answers. Obviously, they're trying to draw some up in that huddle over there, but just seems like skill-wise and physicality-wise, they don't have anybody who can match up with Amara right now.
They do not, and an interior presence can make a difference in high school basketball.
As a wise man once said, you can't get closer to the basket than the interior.
Dr. Fitz, I believe that wise man is sitting in the booth. So we will come out of the break. Clarksville throwing the ball in. It's Boykin on the baseline.
I like that we're in the press here. That had success in the first quarter.
And she passes it quickly into Diamond Bryant. Back to Boykin.
Got her trapped.
And Dossett.
Jump ball call on the play. Possession arrow goes to Clarksville.
Jump ball will stay with Clarksville due to alternating possession.
Goes to USN.
I was going to say, Thought that was a little off, but USN after the correction by the PA announcer. So Burgess will bring the ball up.
Clarksville switched to his own defense.
We'll see if that will help them against quite effective Tigers offense in the paint so far. Burgess back to Dossett. Over to Burgess. Can't find anything. Back to Dossett. Inside. Reich. Over. Burgess back to Reich. Quick passes here for the Tigers. Reich can't find anything, and that one's easily stolen by Sidney Boykin, who drives. And Olivia Dawson's going to get the charge call right there. Beautiful play to set her feet in time. I don't see that called very often.
That was mighty close. I didn't think she was able to get set there, but she did it just in the nick of time. Huge play by Dawson again in transition to give us the ball back.
And Clarksville recovers the ball. There's a foul. I believe it's going to be on Brooke Burgess. Foul out of frustration, one may think.
Foul is called on USN. Brooke Burgess is charged with a foul. That's her first.
We're struggling a little bit in some of the half-court sets to get the ball into the high post.
And again, that's where we're getting the majority of our points. So obviously problematic for the Tigers. Clarksville bring the ball up. Here's Ashley Roberts. She goes back over to Diamond Bryant. Bryant back to Roberts. Roberts looking for Boykin. Boykin inside. Phillips takes a jump shot and is fouled, and that ball rolls in on a fortunate bounce.
Foul against the Tigers.
All coaches will tell you that most fouls are the result of bad footwork, and that was the case right there. Kaya was late getting out. She tried to reach in with the arm, and it's one of the mortal sins of basketball to foul a jump shooter, and that's what just happened.
And she will not convert the end one. Nonetheless, comes away with 2 to cut the Tiger lead to 3. 13-10 with about 6 minutes remaining here in the second. Brooke Burgess will bring the ball up. Burgess to the left. Dossett open. Takes the 2. That one's way off, but Reich. And she goes flying into the bleachers, attempting to get that rebound. Valiant effort, but not enough. Clarksville will throw the ball in. Presley Sykes will throw the ball in.
Tigers going a little smaller here with Courtney checking in for Kaya. We'll see what the offense looks like as a result.
So Roberts bringing the ball up. Passes to Diamond. And that's back to Boykin. Boykin. Roberts lost the ball, and Wright got it. Courtney with the bringing the ball up the court. Passes to Dossett. Burgess. 3. Good. Brooke Burgess converts the 3 from the right corner to give USN a 6-point lead. And still the press here on the Cougar offense. And the tip pass. And
players shaking up on the floor right now for Clarksville. She's okay, I hope. We're killing them with that press, Jackson. We got to stay in it every chance we get.
We are, and very effective so far. They have not had much success bringing the ball up the court. And the Clarksville offense looking to get something going. Here's Bryant over to Vanna Pridgen. Pridgen tries to cross up Olivia Dossett. Payne gets the board. And the lob pass up. Dossett gets a hold of it. Inside. Rab. 2. No good. And that one is going to go to Clarksville. Close call there.
See, I'd like to see us up in a press right here, giving them a free trip halfway up the court.
Ashley Roberts will take the ball up the court. Yeah, no press for the Tigers. Dossett goes for the steal. She doesn't get it. And here's Roberts. Roberts over to Sykes. Sykes back to Bryant. Bryant over to Boykin. Boykin back to Bryant. Over to Roberts. Sykes. Passes back to Roberts. Over to Boykin. Boykin, loud bench from the Tigers. Roberts. Boykin, finally a 3-point shot. No good. Just hits the rim and bounces off the backboard. Reich with the rebound. She'll slow down the offense.
Outstanding defensive basketball that possession and great rebounding as well.
Rab back to Dossett. Over to Reich. Open is Burgess. She takes that three and doesn't get it, but Payne right under the basket, and she gets the putback to increase USN's lead to 18-10 with under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. That's inside. That's Pridgeon. Back outside to Roberts. Roberts to Bryant. Bryant back to Roberts. They want some three-point shots, but the Tigers aren't giving it to them. Here's Boykin. Boykin lost it, and the travel is going to be rightly called.
Ever since Courtney Rabb has checked into the game, things have really swung back our way. She's done a tremendous job, particularly on the defensive end of the floor, but also giving us a little more spacing on the offensive end.
So Sydney Neal checking in for the Tigers. That's inside to Payne on the pass from Neal, and she is ferocious on the interior, converting once again to augment an already stellar offensive performance in the post. And now it's going to be a foul.
Two on Mary Sophia.
Mary Sophia Reich is charged with a foul. That's her second personal foul.
And last time we were out here, we saw Mary Sophia get in a lot of foul trouble. So you hope that would not be the case again. She is a judicious player on defense, but sometimes you just can't help fouling, and she was in a lot of foul trouble that limited the Tigers' ability to play it in the post when they were already lacking down low. And that errant pass, I'm not sure what the call is.
The ball went out of bounds and then bounced back in, and the officials just allowed play to continue as if it had never gone out of bounds.
I was confused about the ruling there. Roberts stolen. Burgess gets the steal up top. Neal back to Burgess. She comes away with it. Payne inside and one, and an offensive foul.
Traveling violation called against
Tough
USN.
break there. That was a good take by Amara. I liked what I saw.
So the call's not going the Tigers' way past couple of sequences. And here's Phillips. Doesn't get anything. But she does get her own rebound. At least a jump ball. And Clarksville will hold on to it, down 10 with 2:24 remaining here in the second. They have not been able to get much going on offense. Tigers playing great defense, limiting perimeter shots and inside shots for that matter. And that's outside. A three-point attempt goes in and out from Presley Sykes. Rebound Amara Payne. Burgess.
Really nice contested rebound there by Amara. She's playing a great game tonight.
A lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of defensive rebounds, and a lot of points. Burgess.
Courtney Rabb's got a layup. Oh, they didn't see her.
And Roberts. She gets it to go. There was a lot of contact on the floor. I wasn't sure why there wasn't a foul called. Burgess goes to Neal. A lot of contact. That one swatted away by Sydney Boykin, the sophomore guard.
Clarksville's a little bit confused in their zone defense. People are running free on the low blocks. We're going to get an uncontested layup here pretty soon if they don't sort it out.
So Dossett will throw in. Passes to Neal. She mishandled it. Back outside. Dossett inside Payne. Back out Dossett. Dossett over Rabb. Dossett. Back to Rabb. 2-point shot. That's off. Rebound Boykin. And Boykin goes over to number 14, Ashley Roberts. And that ball is going to be out. But it's going to stay with Clarksville Academy. Nicole Hunter will throw it in for the Cougars. Hunter up top, Boykin. Over to Sykes. And the ball was lost. And they're going to keep it with Clarksville Academy. Another somewhat controversial call. So again, calls not swinging the Tigers' way tonight. And the errant pass, though, by Nicole Hunter will keep the ball the Tigers' way momentarily. Despite the fouls called on them today and the calls that are not going their way, the Tigers are relentless and lead this game by 8, 20-12, with about a minute left in the second quarter. Neal will attempt a 3, and that is no good. Rabb with a nice hustle. Boykin came away with it, though, and Reich, that one's going to be out on Mary Sophia. So Clarksville bring the ball up. Ashley Roberts over to Sykes, over to Boykin. Boykin to Roberts. Back to Nicole Hunter. Inside for Phillips. Back outside Sykes. Back inside Phillips. Looking at a nice defensive play by Amara Payne, who did not let that ball get off the fingertips of Keisha Phillips. The ball will stay with Clarksville, but a deflated ego of Keisha Phillips after that swat, which did not feel good, most likely to her. And up the court, here's Sydney Neal, and finally the foul's called.
Nice job by Sydney there. She could have decided she didn't have the numbers and slowed it down, but she attacked and got herself to the foul line. That was a good aggressive play.
Hunter is charged with a foul. That's her first personal foul.
So she'll go to the line.
At the line for the Tigers is number 11, Sydney Neal.
How is this not a shooting foul? It's got to be a shooting foul.
Not sure why it's not a shooting foul.
There's no shooting foul on the play. USN basketball to inbound.
And that one's turned over. And Clarksville bring the ball up. Roberts, they may want the last shot here. Or maybe not. Boykin takes the 3. That's no good. Neal with the rebound. Neal. Ball is swiped by Nicole Hunter. There's the heave. And that one was almost on the mark. Nonetheless, Tigers go into the break leading 20-12 despite some calls not going their way all night. Some questionable calls, we would say, in the booth, but nonetheless, a good half for the Tigers. What'd you say, Dr. Fitz?
We did a lot of things really well that half. There was some sloppiness as well, turnovers, plagued us a little bit. But overall, I liked what our game plan was offensively, attack via the low post, and defensively try to take Shields out of the game. We've done a good job, really a tremendous job on defense. Offense, we've done a good job as well. We limit the turnovers. We should run away with this one in the second half.
We should, and again, those calls do make a difference, Dr. Fitz. We saw numerous ones not go the Tigers' way that proved to be somewhat consequential. Clarksville Academy getting some points off of them. Nonetheless, we will be back in about 10 minutes to resume the second half. I'm Jackson Joffe, alongside me, Dr. Fitz. We'll see you then.
We've got a special treat for you this halftime. Very pleased to welcome to the booth a special guest, Director of Athletics at USN, Mr. Josh Scouten. Josh, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys asking me to come up, spend a little time with you at halftime here.
Tell us what's going on right now in the world of USN athletics.
We just came off of our swim team having a big morning and afternoon at the region swim meet this past Friday, and a lot of fast times in the water. Kids impressed across the board. A couple new state cuts, and a couple kids trying to punch their ticket to state this afternoon over at Vanderbilt Rec Center. And girls basketball and boys basketball are sitting in good spots right now, currently both in third place in the district. Gearing up, this is the last week of the regular season, so should be exciting finish out this regular season. And we got swimming and basketball teams both ready to go for the postseason.
Now, we all know you not just as a supreme leader of athletics, but also as head coach of the boys lacrosse team. Give us your outlook on this year's lacrosse season.
Boys lacrosse team looks great. We've got a bunch of great heads of flow. Jackson Jaffe is one of the prime candidates for King of Flow, and he's got a nice set of hair right now. It's always important in the game of boys lacrosse to have a nice flow out the back of the helmet, but on the field, they've got a great outlook. We got a big junior, big senior class. We'll lean on those guys pretty heavily throughout the season. Our entire defense is back this year. We lost 3 seniors from last year's squad, so we've got a nice group of guys, 20 in all, juniors and seniors, on a squad of just under 30. So definitely gonna be looking to those juniors and seniors to lead us this spring.
That is a big team with a lot of veteran leadership. If you have not seen a USN lacrosse game at the River Campus, you are missing out. They are fast-paced, exciting games, and Coach Scouten always has them ready to go. And we've made some great runs. State runner-up 2 years ago. Last year, nearly as far, a little bit short of that. But this year, I think you'd agree that we're poised to make another run at it.
Yeah, I would think so. I think we've got some good competition. Briarcrest, Pope John Paul, Ensworth, all going to have great squads coming back. But I think our upperclassmen heavy squad is up to the challenge. I think they understand kind of what the outlook on the season needs to be from day one. They've been working hard since the fall, and putting in a lot of time in the weight room, putting in a lot of time off the field, working on their individual game to help put us in a position where come playoff time, we're not having to face the top seed in the tournament in the quarterfinals this year.
That will go a long way. Yeah. Love to hear about all the hard work the team's doing off the field, and certainly we look forward to seeing them this season. Mr. Josh Scouten, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, and listen up. Jackson Jaffe's got some great dimes he's going to drop in the second half here.
So we're back here to Tiger basketball. Here's Reich inside, getting the first points of the quarter.
With the assist from Dassett.
And that's a travel. Quick travel here. Diamond Bryant is going to be called for the travel. Tigers leading 22-12, 7:40 remaining in the first quarter of the second half. Third quarter, to be exact.
Sometimes called the third quarter.
In some cases, semantic issue. Reich inside, she doesn't get it, but she does get a run rebound. Outside, Dossett, over to Payne. Payne to Burgess, back to Dossett. Quick passing, Dossett to Burgess. Burgess, open, layup, and the finish.
Kaya Smith did a great job there unseen. She stepped out away from the basket, and the defense came out with her. That freed up the baseline for Brooke to drive, and she finished a tough layup despite being fouled. Excellent play.
Brooke Burgess at the line, shooting 1.
So Brooke Burgess will go to the line, but before that, we'll get a timeout.
Timeout call, Clarksville Academy.
Clarksville not happy. USN scored 4 quick ones in the first 45 seconds. Prompted the quick timeout.
And again, during the break, we'd like to thank another one of our fantastic sponsors, Steve Gorman Sports on Fox Sports Radio. Listen Monday through Friday on the iHeartRadio app from 5 to 7 p.m. Mr. Gorman would appreciate the endless praise that we give him nightly, so I don't think there's really a need to say any more. He's a great guy. I think that's self-said.
Indeed. Couldn't agree anymore.
So Burgess, coming out of the break, she'll have an opportunity for an extra point in NFL terms. Burgess does not convert, though Payne does. The 2-point conversion by the Tigers. Boykin bringing the ball up the court. Goes back to Boykin, press from the Tigers. This is Diamond Bryant, back to Boykin, inside Phillips. Phillips, Roberts was open. Here's Sykes. Back to Roberts. Inside, Phillips. Phillips, 2-point shot, no. A push, I believe, on Diamond Bryant.
Mary Sophia is an excellent position rebounder. She knows where she's supposed to be, and she always puts on a solid box out. That's what caused the foul right there. Excellent job by Mary Sophia.
So Mary Sophia gathering another rebound, capping off a stellar season that she's had to lead the Tigers again to a 10-3 district record, primed to make a nice playoff run. Burgess is trying to escape Sydney Boykin, and Boykin finally commits the foul. She thought she got away with a steal, but did not. It was on the floor, though, so the ball will just be a throw-in for the Tigers. Burgess throwing the ball in. Burgess over to Payne, back to Reich. Reich, she dribbles left, passes to Burgess. That one's stolen by Diamond Bryant. She fell down. I believe there's going to be a foul called on Mary Sophia.
Against USN. Mary Sophia Reich.
Tough to see Mary Sophia get her 3rd foul. Mary Sophia is so versatile. She can bring the ball up. She can play in the post. She plays great defense. We need her to stay in the basketball game.
Yeah, and 3 personal fouls for her already. And a foul on the floor by the Tigers.
Foul is called against the Tigers. Kaya Smith charged with
that one's on Kaya Smith. Tigers committing a second quick foul.
Academy basketball.
And that one's a 3-point shot in and out for Presley Sykes. An unfortunate roll, but fortunate for Tigers fans. Dossett will now look to set up the offense. She goes right back to Burgess, right back to Dossett. Inside, Kaya Smith. She's open on the interior. Had a brief look and did not convert. Here's Diamond Bryant with the basket and the finish. With the foul on the layup, so she'll go to the line to try to cut down on this now 12-point deficit.
I didn't see a foul there. I thought Dawson ran right past her, and I thought she traveled.
So here's Diamond Bryant converting at the line, cutting the lead to 11. 26-15, Tigers leading with about 5:30 left here in the 3rd quarter. And here's Burgess. She finds it open. Kaya Smith, who throws up the lefty layup and gets it to go.
Really nice finish right there, and not an easy one. You got to get back. Somebody's free under the basket.
A great find as well, and a good find there by Clarksville, but she doesn't convert. And they'll go back to Vanna Pridgeon, who just missed. There's a 3 from Sykes. That one's way off. Rebound, Kaya Smith.
I don't think they've made a jump shot all night. We got to be content to let him shoot those.
And the misfire. They'll go back inside to Pridgeon, who missed earlier. She misses again. Payne with the rebound, passes outside to Burgess, who will dribble the ball up the court. Dossett attempts a spin move, does not get it. Burgess. She calls for the screen. Amara Payne with a brutal screen.
We don't need to be shooting jump shots. Amara was rolling to the basket completely uncovered. Brooke had a decent look at a three, but I would rather see the pass to Amara for the uncontested layup.
And they take your advice, trying to get it inside to Amara Payne. But Reich ends up taking the shot. She misses. Rebound by Boykin. Boykin driving the ball up the court. 4-2. Misses. Rebound, Mary Sophia Reich. Bringing the ball up the court. Here is Dossett. Kaya Smith. Timeout. Tigers leading by 13.
That's their second timeout.
I think the timeout's just because we've been a little bit sloppy. We're not getting things set up well, not executing perfectly in the half-court offense. Coach D just wants to clean things up a little bit so that we can finish this game off the way we ought to finish it off.
So again, a 13-point Tiger lead. Playing some good basketball so far. Calls not going against the Tigers so far, although a few ones that we may agree with here in the booth. But in the second quarter, it seemed that it somewhat got a little out of hand, although it is just our opinion. And we disagree with the refs oftentimes due to our extreme bias towards Tiger sports.
To be fair, we're right.
We
just put it as plainly as we can put it.
We bleed maroon and blue. Although I believe, is it maroon that's the real color?
Garnet.
Garnet.
Garnet and Columbia blue.
Garnet and Columbia blue. A student does not know the own colors. They're easy to confuse.
Well, maybe after you go here for a few more years, you'll figure it out.
Alas, this is my last year here, so.
Well, we're making the assumption that you passed calculus.
Amara Payne goes inside, and she'll finish on the second attempt.
See, right out of the timeout, Coach D had it drawn up just right. Let's get the ball down on the block to Amara and let her do her work. She didn't make the shot, but the putback was good. Now, that's not a foul.
Disagreement from the booth once again, and from the sidelines, as Coach Davis is not upset with the is very upset with the referees tonight.
35 is charged with the foul. That's Kaya Smith.
So Kaya Smith picked up the foul. Here's Clarksville looking to get something going. Sykes drives. So the PA corrects me. It's going to be on Amara Payne, I believe. Is that a third personal foul?
No, I don't believe so. We'll see. Now, Courtney Rabb set to check in. She did a great job. I don't know. I haven't been keeping plus-minus as a stat tonight, but Courtney Rabb's plus-minus has got to be outstanding. She's been a really valuable contributor. I'm excited to see her check into this game.
She has. She has not scored, but she's played outstanding defense.
Kaya Smith charged with the foul, her fourth personal.
Sykes. That one bounces off the front iron.
Substitution being made for USN. Courtney Rabb entering the game for Kaya Smith.
So Courtney coming in for Kaya Smith. Tigers going small here. Up by 15 with a luxury to make some somewhat experimental adjustments. Reich with the rebound. Passes to Burgess.
Again, quietly, Mary Sophia's played a very nice game tonight. Not stuffing the score sheet, but she's played really well.
Reich inside to Payne.
Amara kind of drifted back toward the basket instead of going to get the pass. She's got to step toward it and really ensure the catch.
That's a three-pointer for Ashley Roberts. Clarksville has not had the rolls go their way tonight.
No, they've been close on several, but haven't gotten many of them to go down at all.
And that pass is going to stay with the Tigers. That was a close one, too.
Yeah, we might have gotten a little bit of a break there. Olivia might have been the last one to touch it, but very close call.
For Presley Sykes.
You know, it compensates a little bit for the hardships that we had to endure in the first half. Rab will pass to Brooke Burgess. Tigers still leading by 15, 30-15 with 2:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Burgess, a open three-point attempt, and that one kind of stopped on the back of the rim. Tigers don't convert. Here's Boykin driving and came up with her own rebound after shooting it into the bottom of the backboard.
Substitution being made for the Cougars.
And Nicole Honder checks in for the Cougars.
For Ashley Roberts.
Tigers throwing the ball in. Here's Dossett. Dossett. Nice dribble move. Payne. And it's inside to Amara. She converts once again, the story of tonight. A lot of interior points for Amara Payne. She's been dominant. Probably has over half the Tigers' points, although I'm not exactly sure, as that's a clear travel by Keisha Phillips.
Even though Courtney Rabb's outside, she did a good job there taking good position away from Phillips. That was key, forcing the turnover.
As Dr. Durnan attempts to collect some of the crumbs on the sideline by a fan, always looking out for the environment and the cleanliness of the school.
Seems that that popcorn spill had a really wide radius. You got popcorn being cleaned up behind the baseline and all the way out near the three-point line, near the top of the circle. Popcorn everywhere.
A wide radius could not deter Dr. Durnan. And Clarksville Academy looking for something. Boykin is stuffed by Amara Payne, who has just had her way inside the paint on both the offensive and the defensive side.
Savvy play there by Boykin to back cut on the overplaying defender, but Payne did a great job coming over, blocked the shot out of bounds.
And they'll go outside. Here's Roberts. Over to Boykin. Inside. Here's Phillips. Misfired on the pass. Payne came up with the rebound, finally got it to Reich. Reich dribbling up the left side. Dossett. And she is whacked. She seems to be okay. That one didn't look good at all.
Scary foul. You hate to see their legs taken out from underneath them, but good to see she's fine. Excellent pass there for Mary Sophia leading the break.
And she actually did a good job finding her feet again. She didn't even hit the ground.
Great balance. A young lady of many talents, as we're all no doubt aware.
Saw her rotating between the basketball game and scene night last time we were out. As Dossett converts the first one.
Talented people such as Olivia Dossett are often pulled in many directions.
As is yourself. That was a compliment, Dr. Fitz.
Very kind of you.
I would appreciate a thanks.
Very kind of you. I don't know to the degree to which I agree, but it's very kind of you, and I do thank you.
And they'll go inside to Payne, who almost got another one. She didn't, though. Dossett came up with it. She goes crashing to the floor.
She got fouled 5 times.
Putting her body on the line. A warrior out there. Tigers leading 33-15. A big margin for the Tigers. As Dossett will attempt to set the offense up. Goes back to Burgess, back to Dossett. Looking for Payne inside. That's where it's been all night. And she was fouled, but it almost looked like a pass to Mary Sophia. I don't know where the call was, but the ball will go back to Clarksville. Here's Boykin. Driving. Puts it in. Cutting the Tiger lead to just 16. Burgess bring the ball up the court. Probably want the last shot here. Dossett pressured very intensely by Boykin. Inside, Burgess open for 3. No good. Rebound by Pridgeon. And that one was lost out of bounds.
And your score, Clarksville Academy 17, and 33.
So again, Clarksville Academy facing a 16-point deficit, down 33-17. Tigers have dominated both the interior and both the offensive and the defensive side. Dr. Vince, you've talked about Amara Payne, who's dominated all night. What has she done right?
Moving well without the basketball. She gets where she's supposed to be on the low blocks, and if a pass can get to her in that position, it's almost an automatic finish and layup. She's also done a great job passing out of the post. We saw on the previous possession, a triple team came and surrounded her. She was able to get the ball over to Mary Sophia for a layup attempt, she just missed it, but Mary Sophia certainly made her share of layups tonight. So Amara's done a great job, and also just smart basketball. We saw a few possessions before that. She set a high screen, then rolled to the basket, had an easy conversion for a layup. So she's done a great job, really, in all facets of the offensive end.
She has. And during the break, we'd also like to mention our newest podcast with Amara Payne. She has been dominant tonight, and if you'd like to hear a little bit about her game and about how the Tigers are doing on offense, be sure to tune in. It's on the YouTube channel, which you can access. I assume you're accessing it right now. I assume you're familiar with the YouTube channel.
It's not a complicated procedure. I really had a lot of fun interviewing Amara. She's a great teammate and had a lot of really great and fun things to say about USN girls basketball. Hope you'll get a chance to listen to that.
So, Cougars inbounds. They're looking for a big spark here, and that's a three-point attempt, and finally one goes their way. Sydney Boykin converts after a lot of them rolled out for her. Cutting it to 13. This one's not out of reach. Burgess bring the ball to the court, goes to Dossett. Dossett, the screen by Reich. No, not an effective screen. The defender didn't bite. Back to Burgess. Back to Dossett. Payne inside. They want the post. She got it ripped. And a nice effort to keep the ball with Nicole Hunter, and I believe it's going to stay with the Cougars. She was dribbling through a lot of traffic, but managed to hang onto the ball. Now she'll throw it in. Ashley Roberts driving, and she's going to be fouled.
Shooting foul.
Tigers' sixth foul.
Number 25.
We can't be sending them to the line. They haven't really been able to score from the field much at all. So the defenders down low should be going as straight up as they can go and trying to force them to make shots over the top of them. They haven't yet shown that they can do that tonight.
So Roberts converted on the first one. And the second one is also good, cutting the lead to just 11. You can't have a fourth quarter comeback, especially when you've been so dominant. It's tough when you let up on defense. The Tigers need not let their guard down. And the near steal there, Payne. On a nice pass by Amara Payne to Mary Sophia Reich. Did it go behind her back, Dr. Fitz?
That was sort of a wraparound pass. That was how I saw it, but whatever it was a beauty.
A nice pass on target and fantastic. It's Reich with a beautiful, Courtney Rabb with a beautiful steal. She doesn't convert. And Dossett finally does. She almost palmed that ball when she was stealing it. You could hear it make contact, and then she ran down, and Dossett eventually converts. Great defensive play.
Courtney Rabb is so good on defense. You got a layup right here.
And another layup. Responding to a somewhat decently sized Cougar run, the Tigers now have 6 straight of their own. And this, was that? I wasn't sure if that was out on.
Burgess had the last touch. It was the right call.
A divide in the booth. So Pridgeon will have it at the top. Goes to Boykin, who will take a 3. That one's way off, but a nice effort by Nicole Hunter to no avail. 17-point Tiger lead. They seem to respond well after that run by the Cougars. Dawson, that one's off the feet of Amara Payne.
That was a good idea. The pass just was somewhere between a bounce pass and a pass into the chest. Went right through Amara's legs out of bounds.
So, again, a big lead for the Tigers. Clarksville throwing the ball in. Ashley Roberts, 39-22 with about a hair under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth. And the screen, here's Roberts. And I was not sure about a foul call there.
Good defense. We just got called for defense that was a little too good, I suppose.
So,
foul is called against USN. Courtney Rabb charged with a foul.
So Courtney Rabb's going to be charged with a foul.
Academy now in the bonus.
Since Clarksville is in the bonus, they'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. She'll convert the first one. Ashley Roberts, the junior. And the second one is good. Mary Sophia Reich will throw the ball in for the Tigers, still leading by 15. And here's Dawson. Drives right. Back to Burgess. Burgess for three, and that one's off. Rebound, Mary Sophia Reich. No foul called in the interior. And
jump ball called on the play. Possession
that one's going to stay with USN after the jump ball.
Tigers have really only played 6 girls tonight. It's been Kaya Smith and Courtney rotating back and forth. Haven't seen much of Sydney Neal tonight.
And Dossett passes to Payne. Back to Dossett. Dossett, spin move, screen, Payne. An errant pass stolen by Vanna Pridgeon, who drives inside. Doesn't convert, but is fouled. Perhaps a shooting foul. She'll go to the line regardless.
Dawson was in good position there. She didn't really need to reach in, but she did. Her third foul. That sends Clarksville to the line for 1 in the bonus.
At the line for Clarksville is Vanna Pridgeon.
I thought it was 1 in the bonus. Evidently, it was a shooting foul.
So she missed the first one. Pridgeon to the line for the second one. And another unfortunate roll. Oh, wow. That roll went their way, though. The end one by Nicole Hunter, who came off the bench. She's a freshman at guard.
Against Kaya Smith. That's her 5th personal foul.
Oh, Kaya fouled out, too.
Out of the basketball game.
Kaya should have had better position there. She ended up straight under the basket. That freed up Hunter for the offensive rebound and the and-1 opportunity.
So they're up by 13, although a chance to cut it to 12. 4:44 left, exactly. Just like the name of Jay-Z's famous album of 2017.
Timely and outstanding reference there, Jackson.
Dr. Fitz, you know I'm all about musical references.
Well, you're a man of many tastes and many enthusiasms. Enthusiasms in many different arenas.
And speaking of enthusiasm, how can the Tigers keep their kind of spirit alive? They're up 12, but again, Clarksville has had some nice recent points, and this is the time that you don't want to break down on the offensive or defensive side. What is Coach Davis saying in the huddle to keep them focused?
Well, Coach Davis is the best person that you could ever hope to have in the huddle in this situation. We see her over there giving good technical instruction of how to box out on the defensive end. She's certainly not happy about the offensive rebound that we just gave up on the missed free throw. And she knows that this game is far from over. 4 minutes and 44 seconds is plenty of time to negotiate a 12-point deficit. So the Tigers are going to need to score some more points to win this game, and I'm sure she's impressing exactly that upon them as the timeout comes to a close.
So Mary Sophia will throw the ball in. Tigers leading 39-27. Clarksville pressing. Pass to Rab. Rab. She dribbles back and finds it open right. Payne drives. Bad pass. That's stolen by Boykin. Boykin driving, and she wants the foul and almost got the end one. A foul called and an opportunity to cut this one to just a 10-point game, and that's also going to put USN in the double bonus defensively.
At the line shooting for the Cougars is Sydney Boykin.
Tigers do have to be careful here. They're starting to rack up a bunch of fouls. I don't think anybody else has 4, thankfully. But we're committing a few too many fouls now, and it's keeping the Cougars in the game.
And an errant pass. That one almost was stolen. Rab came up with it. And it's going to stay with the Tigers. I think Phillips tried to go for it, but she was not successful. Payne will throw it in.
Being a little sloppy right now. We just got to tighten the screws a little bit.
So here's Brooke Burgess bringing the ball up the court. There's maybe a travel that we got away with there. Payne misses the easy-looking finish.
She'll be unhappy with that one. That was a great opportunity.
And Boykin doesn't take the three. She almost took the step back. It's inside Phillips. No foul is called. Payne came up with it, though. Here's Dawson. Ball. Dawson inside. Burgess. Oh, wow. Nice finish by Brooke Burgess.
Textbook 2-on-1 offense there. Dawson drew the defender over to her, and then Brooke made a really tough finish. That was awesome. They get a turnover as well.
USN basketball.
So the tide seems to be shifting in different ways tonight. We've seen Clarksville with some momentum, and now USN has it back after the Clarksville turnover. Inside, Payne, no. Wright comes up with the board. Rab fakes the shot. Dawson inside, layup attempt off the left side of the backboard. Payne with the steal, and she puts it back up.
That was so good. What a steal by Amara there. Just reached her hand out, took it clean away, made an easy layup.
And there's Hunter, who misses that one, but the rebounds by Pridgeon, and I'm not sure who has that one. I believe it's jump ball.
On the play, possession arrow remains with Clarksville Academy.
So Clarksville keeps it. Here's Hunter. And the steal by Rab, who got it stolen back from her by Hunter. They're looking for a three-point shot. That's outside Boykin. Now she drives. Converts on the 2 to cut the lead to 12.
That's okay. You'll give those up. It was a long possession, and we didn't foul. That's fine. Still leading by 12.
So Burgess trying to set up. Tigers needing to milk some time off the clock. And the foul committed by Sydney Boykin.
Time winding down here. They're going to have to start sending us to the line pretty soon. But they still had the foul to give there, so they decided to burn it.
And Dr. Fitz, this is a 12-point game, but it could be a lot different if some of those Clarksville shots that rolled in and out had gone in. A lot of three-pointers, probably about 4, which all else equal would actually tie this ball game.
All else equal being the key phrase there. There's always a lot of things that could go differently for both teams. Amara's missed some layups tonight, as has Mary Sophia, and so we could easily have 60 points right now if you look at it the other way.
So Ashley Roberts misses. Rebound Mary Sophia Reich. Here's Dossett, pressured. Passes to Rab. Timeout called by USN, leading by 12 with 1:48 remaining here in the fourth. What do you think is going down in Coach Davis's huddle right now?
It's all got to be about taking care of the basketball for the last 148. If we don't start throwing the ball away against pressure defenses, this one's in the bag, but we still do have some work to do, and we haven't been particularly clean handling the basketball, particularly as we bring it forward into the front court. So we're going to have to do a good job on these last several possessions, making sure we take care of the basketball, and that's got to be priority number one.
Now, Dr. Fitz, you're a veteran at USN. What year is this for you, Dr. Fitz?
This is number 7 for me.
Number 7. So 7 years in the midst of your 7th year at the school. What do you think is your favorite part of Tiger basketball season?
That's a great question. I love so much of it. Of course, I myself, selfishly, enjoy that I get to play one game a year at homecoming. That's a favorite for me. I'm thankful that I don't have to play against the actual basketball players, or I would be humbled even more than I already am playing against the non-basketball playing students.
A formidable effort we put up this year, but you guys prevailed.
Experience is hard to overcome.
I am experienced. So Dossett will look for Rab and get Rab. Here's Reich, back to Dossett. Dossett drives inside and an unlucky bounce. The jump ball looked like an over the back.
It's rare you see a jump ball called where two people have their hands on the ball and one is standing directly behind the other. Normally that is called a foul, but we keep possession.
Mara Payne, a beautiful find to Olivia Dossett. She doesn't convert, but still a 12-point lead, about 1:30 remaining here in the fourth. Boykin brings the ball up. And a nice steal by Courtney Rabb. She drives it and slows the ball down. She's trapped.
Courtney Rabb is basically an all-universe soccer player, and so I find it endlessly remarkable that her hands are as good and as quick as they are. Something that you don't naturally associate with a great soccer player, but she's had many steals tonight and really stymied the Cougars that they've made efforts to make runs to get back into this basketball game.
She has had some excellent steals, some excellent stuffs, as Amara Payne has down low. Tigers playing some great defense.
They certainly have really all night. We held them to, I believe, 10 points in the first half, or maybe it was 12. That's tremendous defense against a team that can score. We've seen that. Boykin is an excellent dribble penetrator. We kept her out of the paint for the entirety of the first half, and we know that their premier option on the offensive end is Keisha Phillips, and we've completely taken her out of the basketball game. So we've done a great job on defense all night long.
So the three-point attempt by Jordan Sheets, the rebound, Mary Sophia Wright. Put it back in with a minute left. She increased the lead to 14. Oh, and the big foul.
Blocking fouls called against USN.
Again, it looked like Boykin lowered her shoulder into Olivia Dossett. The foul's going to be called on Dossett because her foot was not set.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. I don't know what Olivia's supposed to do there. She got pushed clean out of the way by Boykin. They called the foul on her.
We're glad to welcome comments, as always, from Mr. Connell Gorman, son of Steve Gorman, who has proclaimed his nomination for district MVP for Amara Payne. She's had an outstanding game tonight.
Who's better than Amara Payne? That's my question.
So, Dossett will drive. Inside, Amara Payne finds a nice pass outside, but they're just trying to wind the clock here.
Love it. Smart basketball. Play a little bit of keep away. They're not looking to foul.
Not trying to run up the score either, as Mary Sophia is going to hold the ball here. Dribbles back out to Dossett. And under the basket, Sheets.
That's how you do it. Textbook.
To
well
Reich.
done.
And the clock will wind down. Tigers will win by a final score of 45-33.
Nice win tonight against a really tough opponent. Tigers can be proud of this one. It wasn't a perfect game. I have not yet seen a perfect game played by any team at any level, but they have a lot to be proud of tonight. A lot of good execution on both ends of the floor. A lot of positives to take forward as we approach the end of the regular season.
Yeah, so obviously Amara Payne with a great game, cementing her status as a candidate for district MVP, as Mr. Gorman said. So I'm Jackson Jaffe, alongside me, Dr. Fitz. We're signing off from the Tiger Den, but we'll be back in about 20 minutes to bring you the boys' game. It'll be, I believe, myself alongside Itai Eden, who will be leading. Again, it's been a pleasure from the booth. For Dr. Fitz, I'm Jackson Jaffe, signing off.
featuring the Cougars of Clarksville Academy and your USN Tigers. This game is being played according to the rules of the TSSAA. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the fair rules of play. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of sportsmanship. The officials for tonight's game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures of the TSSAA. Their experience and integrity qualify them to ensure fair play, accurate scoring, and proper conduct in tonight's game. They are Karen Beard, Don Woods, and George Williams. And now, let's meet tonight's starting 5 lineups. First up, for Clarksville Academy. Number 3, Tayshawn Moss. Number 11, Brandon Huntley. Number 12, Noah Parker. Number 24, Daniel Laps. Number 33, Kobe Long. And now, your starting lineups for your USN Tigers. At 4, the junior number 2, Will Greenfield. At guard, the senior number 12, Quinn Wheelock. At 4, the junior number 13, George Corzine. At 4, the sophomore number 33, Graham Elliott. And the senior at guard, number 22, Drew Zillow. Your head coach for the USN Tigers is Mike Jones. Assistant coaches, Greg Anderson, Tyler Jones, and Bradley Taylor.
Welcome, basketball fans. This is Itai Eden, accompanied by a great friend of mine, Jackson Jaffe. We're just getting set to tip off. We've got George Corzine and we've got Daniel Laus tipping off. The Cougars are in the gray and blue, the Tigers in the white throwback uniforms. Cougars win the toss, and we've got Parker taking it up the court. Now, we've got Luce, and he shoots it. He misses. Graham's got the rebound. Drew will be taking it up court. He dribbles slowly, setting up his offense. George brings the ball out, passes it into Will, uses a pump fake, but he does get 3 seconds.
And you know, I think he held on to the ball too long there. He had Quinn Wheelock open in the corner for 3. I wasn't sure why he didn't pass it there. Maybe he didn't see him.
That's tough. You know, Will loves those pump fakes, but sometimes it just took too long there. And so, we've got Moss bringing it up the court. Passes it to Luce. And Moss travels.
USN basketball.
It'll be USN ball. Still 0-0, 7 minutes, 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like George will be throwing the ball in. And the Cougars coming with some press now. But the Tigers get it into Drew Dibble. He brings it up court.
And that's interesting. They've got the 6'8" Brandon Huntley on Drew Dibble. A size disadvantage, but Drew may be able to outmaneuver him in athleticism.
Definitely he's huge, but we'll see. Drew's a fast kid. Looks like Huntley's fast too, but we know Drew has a lot of things up his sleeve that he can use. His height doesn't necessarily put him at a disadvantage. But Tigers fumble the ball. George recovers it, puts up a shot and misses. Graham puts up another shot, and that slowly rolls in. That'll be the Tigers' first 2 points.
I wasn't sure about that because he shot it and then recovered his own shot after it didn't hit anything. Maybe a travel that we got away with there.
That's always a question. Is that a travel? We're not sure. So it'll be Cougar ball. We got Parker, who passed it to Huntley, who then passed it to Milan. And it's into Laus. He has a hook shot. That barely misses. Will with the rebound. Pass it to Drew. And the Tigers will get another possession. Drew calls out the play. George sets a screen to the left. And Drew's maneuvering it, trying to get some space. Does not. Passes it to Quinn. George gets the ball at the right wing. Will almost mishandles the ball. Tries to pass it to George, gets it back to Drew. And Drew attempts to go for a shot, but gets stripped. So now we've got Parker bringing it up court, and Laus who shoots it, but that misses. Will's got the rebound. That reigning rebound champion. How about that?
A prestigious award, definitely, and he's one of the players who is most likely to get it. Good to see him get the recognition that he deserves for all that work on the interior.
And he's an amazing rebounder. You know, you notice that he doesn't have that extreme height like other people on our team have, but he's always boxing out, and I think that's why he won that award. But Drew passes it in, looks for an opening, passes to Will, that rebounding champion. Drew shoots a long three, and it swishes right in. It's an NBA range three right there. Parker attempting to recover from that three. He brings it up court, has it at the top. Laus sets a screen, gets it in for the pick and roll, passes to Huntley. Looks like that's a blocking foul on USN.
Drew Dibble is charged with a foul.
Seemed like they called on the floor at first, but Laus will be shooting two.
For the Cougars is number 24, Daniel Luce, shooting two.
Luce hits his first.
Substitution being made for
and Chrissy Mizell checks in
number 5,
for Graham Elliott. He's been nursing an ankle injury recently. Good to see him back. Laus misses his second. Wheelock grabs the rebound, and Drew is bringing it up court. Still guarded by that 6'8" Huntley. Drew maneuvers, shoots another three. That makes it. What a shot. 2 threes in a row by Drew Dibble. He's had some trouble as of late, but looks to be doing well, right, Chaffee?
Yeah, you know, he's got those 2 threes there. They're deep threes as well, and he's shooting against a guy who's 6'8", so that isn't exactly easy to get the ball off.
But there we got Huntley coming right back with the three. It's hard to guard him.
It is hard to guard him. I mean, obviously he's 6'8", taller than everybody else, but we've seen him hit an outside jumper there, displaying his range. He's also been able to guard Drew Dibble, who's the fastest player on the court. I like the versatility. I haven't seen much of this guy playing, but he's an intriguing player. We'll see if he can make a big difference tonight for the Cougars.
To have the height and the outside game, that's important. But Drew tries it from the same spot and hits it again. What a starting first quarter for the Tigers. 11-4 with 3:50 left. Drew is going off. That is 3 straight threes. What a starting performance. And we've got Milan who shoots a three. He misses. Chrissy Mizell careens the rebound, and Drew's got it. Coach Jones telling them to keep it slow. Don't want to move too fast-paced, lose the ball, get any turnovers. They're doing a great job of holding on to the ball in this first quarter. Drew almost loses it, though. He comes back in, passes it to George, who passes it to Wheelock. Wheelock's got the ball, dribbling around, passes it to George on the left wing. George takes it inside, attempts to use his shot fake, and he puts in that right hook. What a shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot right there. They got the look they wanted, and I think that's a good thing the Tigers have done so far. They've made calculated decisions, taking the shots that they want and being extremely efficient in converting them. That leads to the 9-point lead that you have right now. Again, I'm looking for more of this great basketball from the Tigers.
And would you look at that? The Tigers are so energetic right now. They just forced this turnover off of a foul, and the Tigers are hyped. I can tell from their body language they're doing great. Drew's excited. He loves his performance, and they just want to keep this going right now. So he takes it up, attempting to get something going, pass it to Will. He goes baseline. Will spins, passes it to George at the top. George misses a three. William almost grabs the rebound, and Parker brings it up court. Now we've got Moss, who puts up a left hook, but William grabs the rebound as it misses. Drew's looking to coach for a play. Coach gives him a play right there. The Tigers set up their offense accordingly. Drew passes to Will up at the top. Will looks for an open man, and he passes to the cutter, George, who puts in a great layup right there. What do you think about this great Tigers offense so far, Joffe?
I mean, you know, they're finding the passes that they want. I think everyone has had great ball court vision. When you're talking about being able to find the open man or even a slightly open man, they find the open man nearly every time. And again, converting on it is obviously one part, but when you're getting open shots, they're bound to fall.
And so, loose misses. George gets the board, and Drew again slowly brings it up the court. They want to pace this game their way, they want to have it their way, and they're doing that right now. So, George comes up to set a screen on the left. Drew goes that way, shoots another three. He misses that one, though. That was almost a heat check. He was guarded heavily. Parker brings it up court, passes it to Huntley. He puts a spin move on him, but misses, and Drew gets the rebound. Drew makes sure to hold on the ball. Coach has got some words for the Tigers. They seem to be doing a great job, but Coach knows it can always improve. George is at the top. He passes it to Quinn, who then passes it to Chrissy Mizell and shoots a three. That rims out. The Cougars get the rebound and bring it up court. Moss, that is. Then we got Parker on the left wing, who passes to Huntley. Huntley passes it to Milan. Milan sets up his offense. He gets a left screen from Huntley. Huntley rolls, shoots, and misses off the back rim. Drew's got another rebound there.
They clearly want to feed Brandon Huntley. They've been trying to get him the ball throughout the first quarter, and he's been decent on his shots, but he's, again, not getting those deep ones to fall, and that's going to be key. They look to run their offense through him, and he seems to be kind of the make-or-break point of their offense.
Well, Quinn misses that one from the right-hand side. We've got, after the first quarter, 15-4. And during this break, we'd like to take a chance to thank our great sponsors, Gertner & Company, excellence in property management since 1968. You know, you see them everywhere. If you want someone in real estate, they're the people to call. So we have great thanks for Gertner & Company. And Joffe, what do you think about this first quarter?
Well, you know, again, calculated shots that they've gotten to fall. I've liked what Drew Dibble has done. Obviously, he's had the hot hand, hitting three-pointers in a row from the same spot. I mean, that's incredible. And a guy who's, you know, not always on from downtown, but tonight he is. A little bit of cold streak lately. But, again, tonight, those quick three-pointers, he's already got 9. So you're talking about him as being the X factor for the Tigers to continue to maintain this lead throughout the next 3 quarters.
And holding this Clarksville Cougars to 4 points, that's just absurd almost. You almost never see that.
It is, and we saw that in the girls' game too. They played great defense, and while the girls dominated on the interior, the boys seem to be dominating from outside the arc with those Drew Dibble three-pointers, and they've attempted a lot more threes as well.
It's definitely a good sight to see the USN Tigers finally getting on point with their threes. And so we begin the second quarter with Quinn passing to Drew in the backcourt. Drew is guarded by number 15, Branding Stool. But George does get a backcourt. It'll be Cougars ball.
Yeah, you know, that was a boneheaded play. I didn't really understand that. He jumped out into the backcourt when Drew threw it to him when he was on the right side of the court, and then he just jumped on to the backcourt. So not the best play there for the Tigers.
That's right. You just got to know otherwise. But he does grab that rebound, and Coach Jones is yelling to slow the play down. They want to set up. Graham sets a left screen. George doesn't use it. Sets another one for Quinn. He gets the ball picked out of him, but he gathers it back. Quinn dribbles inside, with a nice no-look pass to Graham, and he finishes with a great layup. Almost no defense on that one. Quinn got inside and scooped it right to Graham.
Yeah, and that was still a difficult pass to make. You're talking about driving at the rim as fast as you can and making a no-look pass to a guy under the basket. Quinn did a great job, and all these Tigers are doing a great job finding the open man.
That's right. You got to keep looking for the open man, and there's always going to be one as long as the team's moving. George takes it up court, has a left screen by Graham. Graham rolls out, passes it to Quinn, though, and he airballs a three. That was way off. Parker gets the rebound and brings it up court. Parker looks for a pass, gets one. It's into Laus. Laus passes outside to Parker, who passes it back inside. Laus does get the ball back. He's in the paint, but we've got Burning School, who shoots a three. He misses, and George got the rebound. Coach Jones calls timeout, looks a little heated. What's on Coach Jones' mind right now?
Well, I think he has to be proud. They've really done a great job on defense, forcing the Cougars to take outside shots when they have a lot of the height. So definitely, I think that Coach Jones is emphasizing and stressing the continued importance of defense on the interior so that they can keep the Cougars taking those outside shots that they have not converted successfully. The other thing is, on the offensive end, I don't want the Tigers to become too dependent on those outside three-pointers. Drew Dibble's been hot, yes, but other players have not hit their shots, and I think that when you're shooting too many threes, not as many are going to fall as when you get more inside shots, although that is difficult given the height of the Cougars. So a tough predicament for Coach Jones, definitely.
You can always count on layups, not always on threes. But coming up, just 6 minutes away from halftime, we've got a special halftime interview with Dr. Durnan. So please be sure to stick with us as we both interview Dr. Durnan. Should be an interesting one. And the players look to resume their game. The score is 17-4. Good Pasture comes on the court, having made some substitutions. Clarksville, excuse me. George gets the inbound. He's guarded by Huntley, but George makes it up court. Gets a left screen from Graham. He passed it to Quinn, who, that's his hot spot, but he did miss right there. Ooh, and errant pass right there from Grinningstool. They get the turnover. It'll be USN ball. Will now checks in for Graham Elliott.
Will Greenfield entering the game for Graham Elliott.
Drew looks for an opening, passes it to Chrissy Mizell. Chrissy Mizell passes it to George. They're attempting to break this Clarksville press break, and they do. George brings it up court with great strength, puts a spin move on him, looks to shoot, but then passes to Quinn Wheelock, who passes it back to George. George passes it to Chrissy Mizell. Chrissy Mizell shoots. He misses, and Clarksville's got the rebound. They bring it up court. They're looking for openings. Parker's got it into Huntley. Huntley shoots it, and that barely gets in. But good shot by Huntley.
Yeah, tough to defend that, but Will Greenfield did the best job he could. The Huntley just is going to convert those by virtue of his height and the fact that he's shooting over Will Greenfield with relative ease.
That 7-inch difference is going to make a lot. So we've got Drew with the ball. Gets his pick from Will. Passes it to George. Will's looking inside for a pass, but Quinn throws it to the left of him, and he does not complete that pass. It'll be Cougar ball. Don Hardison checks in for the Cougars. And we've got Nolan Johnson taking up court, who's guarded by Drew Dibble. Huntley with the ball up top. He shoots, floats in the air, and hits that little floater. You know he's worked on that shot, and that looks like a specialty of his. USN Tigers inbound to Chrissy Mizell and pass it to Quinn Wheelock, who then passes it to George. George brings it up court. Very secure with the ball. Quinn's got the ball now. He passes it to George. Cougars are playing extremely tight defense on the Tigers right now, Joffe.
Yes, they are. They're playing tight defense because they know that the Tigers can hurt them from downtown.
But then Drew throws it away, attempting to pass it to George. Those are just the turnovers you can't have. So the Cougars bring it up court. They're looking for Huntley. They don't get it to him. They get it to Harrison. Now they're at Huntley and pass it to Burningstool. He shoots a floater, and that's in. It's now 17-10. They've gone on a 6-0 run. Tigers get it into Greenfield, who passes to George. George takes it up court. Moving fast, and Cougars get a steal. They're attempting to get a shot off as they've got a fast break opportunity, and Huntley shoots a three. That's no good. Quinn's got the rebound. What do you think about Quinn? He's second All-State in Frisbee. He is 2 rebounds into this game, and we're only in the second quarter. How about that?
Yeah, you know, a hustler and a guy who anyone will tell you is always the first in the weight room every morning. A guy who grinds in his calculus class, and a guy who's one of the funniest men I know.
Totally agree with you. And Burningstool had a fast break opportunity off of a steal. He put in 2. That's an 8-0 run by the Clarksville Cougars. They're having a good second quarter. The score is now 17-12. Graham Elliott looks to throw the ball in. He finds Drew. Drew wants to slow it down. I'm pretty sure the Tigers are tired of their turnovers, and he does. Graham sets a screen to the right. Drew goes off it, looks for Graham, but then another turnover. Oh, excuse me. That'll stay USN Tigers ball. Coach is just wanting to make sure to prevent turnovers at all costs in this game.
Yeah, and you know, I think I want to go back on what I said earlier. Getting the ball inside does not seem to be the move. They're not able to get passes inside against this bigger Clarksville team. And I think that they'd be better served taking outside shots, though it may be risky at some times because they may not fall. I think their inability to get the ball inside is just too great.
That's right. If that's what's working for you that day, then you might as well do it. But the Cougars get a call. Drew's called for an offensive foul. Cougars fans go wild, and they're excited. They get another possession. Tigers haven't scored in a while. Only scored once this second quarter, I believe. That's been a long drought. And so it's into Louse. Louse looks to Huntley, can't find him. He passes to Hardison, and he passes back to Louse. Louse dribbles inside and hits a layup off the backboard. Dibble throws the ball in to Will Greenfield. Clarksville is having a tight press right now. Quinn Wheelock attempts to dribble up court. He doesn't find the success he wants. He passes it to Drew. Drew calls a play, and that's 10 seconds. Jeez, just turnover after turnover by this Tigers team. That's got to be frustrating. Clarksville is having no problem forcing these turnovers, and they're just working off of it. It's now 17-14, only a 3-point lead when it once was an 11-point lead. Drew Dibble guards the ball. Hardison's got it now. Hardison passes to the wing, to the corner. They miss their 3. Graham's got the rebound, who passes it to Quinn. They want to slow down. They do. Drew's got the ball. He takes it up court. He's guarded tightly, and he passes it to George, who looks to dribble inside, but there's a foul on the floor.
Foul is called on the floor.
Drew will pass the ball right back in. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah, so obviously a 10-0 run by Clarksville Academy here, and what they've done is they've pressured the ball, forcing the Tigers to push it inside. Tigers haven't been able to do that because of the size mismatch, and then on the offensive end, they've also started to hit those shots that weren't falling in the first quarter.
And their defense is just showing there. They just got a piece of Drew's shot. They really haven't been letting anything go through. They're playing extremely well on defense, and it's showing on their offensive end. So we've got Hardison, got the ball. He passes. They're up at the top, looking to set up offense. We got Nolan Johnson here, right by the half-court line. He passes to Laus. Laus tries to go in, passes it, but Mabry bricks it. It'll still be Cougar ball. Hardison set to throw it in. Cougars got a throw in play, but Coach Jones calls timeout. He's got to be frustrated, Joffe.
He does. I mean, 10-0 run, not much going well for the Tigers so far in this period. So if you're Coach Jones, you're obviously drawing up some new schemes, new ways to get points on the board because the three-pointers aren't there anymore. They're pressing. Interior, at least with the way they're currently running it, they're not able to get any shots open on the interior. So I'm thinking Coach Jones is emphasizing that. On the defensive end, you know, they played pretty well. I don't think they can make too many adjustments there because I think they're forcing Clarksville to take the shots they want. One thing they could be doing better is boxing out, getting rebounds, but again, that's difficult given the size of Clarksville Academy's interior. So if I'm Coach Jones, though, I'm emphasizing the offense. They need to get back on the board to snap this Clarksville run.
That's right, and I feel like the Tigers are just wanting to play with emphasis right now. It looks like the Clarksville Cougars are just going hard. They're going at it right now. They want this win. They want us right now. And the Tigers just need to do the same. So we're getting set. We've got Johnson, who is going to throw the inbound. He finds a player, but the player goes to the floor. And the Clarksville Cougars call for time. Smart play right there. As their player, Brenningstool was on the floor. He was not able to make a play. And we've got another timeout only a couple seconds later. What's going on here, Joffe?
Yeah, you know, much of the same. Only a minute left, so you're probably not thinking of too much offensive plays. Probably going to make more adjustments during halftime after that big run, but you just want to keep them, I think, limited and maintain a lead going into halftime so that you can start to gain momentum coming out of the break.
I totally agree. So the buzzer sounds. We'll have the Cougars inbounding the ball once again. Tigers break their huddle. Yelling finish. They definitely do want to finish this game out. They've got Brenningstool, who's set to pass the ball in to Harden. Quinn guards Hardison. He passes it to Brenningstool. Brenningstool passes up to the top of the key. Harden's got the ball again. Brenningstool's got it at the top left. They look for Hardison. Hardison passes to Johnson. They get it back to Laus. Looked like he might have traveled, but they don't call it. And the Tigers tip that pass there. And Georgian will come away with it. George brings it up court. He's guarded by Laus. Sets a screen, and George has the running hook go for him. That's a good shot from George. Oh, and right there, Brenningstool's shot just rimmed out. The end of the second quarter, we've got a halftime score of 19-14. Great overall game by the Tigers, but they still could use some work in that second quarter.
Yeah, you know, it's great to get the points at the end, and then Clarksville almost answered, right, with that three-pointer that went in and out at the end of this first half. So, you know, going into the halftime break, you're obviously thinking about building up that momentum that they had in the first quarter. Maybe look for some new ways to free up three-point shooters.
And we're very lucky to be in the presence of our headmaster, Dr. Durnan, for an interview. He'll be talking about basketball, about school, basically about anything. We're very excited to have him on the show, and we'd like to thank him for the broadcast. Good evening, Dr. Durnan. How are you?
This is it. I'm doing fine. I'd be a lot better if I had a chair.
Each eye will graciously move for you. So it's great to have you in the booth, Dr. Durnan. Great for you to stop by.
Well, fellas, thanks for what you're doing this season. Sometimes I worry that so many people love listening to you at home that might actually be cutting into the massive attendance figures we'd otherwise be seeing here in the Sperling Gymnasium.
And tonight we actually had an opportunity for USN students to get some free pizza. Did you think that was that your idea?
No, it wasn't. That's a coach scouting idea. I consider it more a reward for them having already decided to be here and then lucked into the fact that they got some pizza instead of actually coming because of the pizza.
So what's going on in the USN world with you?
Staying very busy. I mean, following you guys around is at least a full-time job. We have right in the heart of the second semester here and going full blast. Theater's going full blast, sports are going full blast. We're totally in gear academically. So yeah, it's a busy Tuesday night at the old homestead.
And we're obviously talking about playoffs here. So how are you anticipating that? Well, I don't want you to make any predictions about the run that we're going to make, but you got to be confident in your Tigers going into postseason play.
I think both the women's and men's teams at their best can go deep into the playoffs. If you just read down the results over the course of the season, there are 5 or 6 teams that we play regularly who could each beat one another. There have been a lot of close games. We seem to like playing games that have a 10-point margin.
That's fair. And speaking of games, the Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. Any thoughts on that game? Any predictions?
Well, as you probably know, I'm a New Englander, and yet I also hold a great disdain for the Patriots. There are integrity issues there that I have a hard time getting past, but that really looks to be a very physical contest with the Eagles. So anyway, I'm not a massive football. My younger brother is a diehard Patriots fan and will not accept the fact that they bend the rules to their advantage.
They have been known to do that in many years, but nonetheless, it's a very successful franchise. And I think you got to give Bill Belichick a lot of credit.
That's right. So my question to you guys, having watched all these games, is do you see any evolution in the style of play on this team?
Well, with the boys, I think you have a lot of three-point shooting. I think that's the way they've rolled to begin the season. I don't think they've really swayed from that much. I think their defense has tightened over the course of the season. With the girls, though, I think that sometimes, specifically in this last game, we saw like Amara Payne do really well on the interior, and I think that versatility is really what could make the difference during a deep playoff run.
If I may chime in, I've been seeing a lot of three-point shots, like Jaffe said. They haven't quite been falling. This is not an example of that tonight. We saw Drew hit 3 threes. But what I've seen work for the Tigers most is that cutting and slashing method that the Tigers love to put in effect. And they always get open shots, open layups, and that always helps them score.
Yeah, we've really decided to live and die by the three. And I was super proud of the girls, beating a team that beat them by 19 earlier in the year. It just shows you, I think they're getting comfortable in roles on their team, which is just what you would hope would be happening toward the end of the regular season. And they managed the game pretty well. Our guys, you couldn't find a nicer bunch of guys walking the earth, but it seems like sometimes they let the other team dictate the pace of the game.
So you seem like a pretty devoted fan. What do you want to see from the Tigers coming forth with this game and this season in general? We've got the playoffs coming up soon.
I just like them to figure out how they want to play the game. They're a really easygoing bunch of people, and you never see one of them. You never see the whole team get down, right? These guys, there's absolutely no quit in them. They've come from some huge holes. Well, the question is how they got in the hole in the first place. And I'm wondering who's going to be the leader down the stretch, and what have they learned from all the games they've played so far. right? It's you know, to go deep in the playoffs, you got to have people holding each other accountable, right? And like every trip, every possession's got to matter. And I'd love to see them go real deep because they've worked really hard. They've been successful. I think what are they, 9-4 in the district right now?
They're 9-4 in the district.
Yeah, I think if you stop people who've been watching these games and said, how well do you think they've been doing, they might not guess that these guys are 9-4. They've worked really hard to get what's come their way, but playoff basketball is a whole different thing. They're pretty good foul shooters, and that bodes well for playoffs. But also they got to learn how to dictate the pace of the game, and I don't really know if we want to play a game in the 40s, we want to play it in the 60s. Like, what's our ideal game? What do you guys think?
That's a tough one. I think I think the Tigers have the ability to keep up with the team and play a high-scoring game, but also it's nice to dictate the pace of the game when you're doing it defensively. And I think the Tigers play great defense too, and I think that's more reliable than shooting the ball and just relying on your offensive production.
Yeah. So anyway, here's one thing to watch for in the second half. Particularly if we can hold on to a lead. Are we going to get to a point where we can have guys taking the ball to the basket? Or do we continue to settle for three-pointers? You know, because playing with a lead is not an easy thing to do no matter who you are. And these guys, I think they like a shorter game. A lot of these guys are playing really big minutes. A couple of them hardly ever leave the floor. So they want to play a game that shortens down, and like they want to get good, high percentage shots and take it from there. All right, I hear the buzzer, fellas. I think that means I'm let you guys jump back on the mics. Thanks for what you're doing for USN and for Tiger Sports.
It's been great to have you in the booth, Dr. Durnan. Much appreciated. So we'll take about a 2-minute break before the second half resumes. I'm Jackson Jaffe alongside Itai Eden.
Good evening, folks. As the clock winds down, we're getting ready to begin the third quarter. And I'd like to take this time to thank one of our great sponsors, Steve Gorman Sports, probably the best sports talk show in the history of sports talk shows. You can listen to them on Fox Sports Radio. Listen Monday through Friday on the iHeartRadio app from 5 to 7 p.m. Definitely love to give them a listen. They're great to hear, and our very own Connell Gorman's father.
And we'd also like to thank the man behind it all, Mr. Joe Oram, lacrosse star, golf star, broadcasting star, putting it all out tonight, doing a great job as a videographer, And again, we wouldn't be here without Mr. Orem. So if you see him in the halls tomorrow, be sure to give him a big hug and a big thanks.
He makes it all happen. He makes it all happen. We'd like to thank him, Dr. Fitz, Will Griffin, everyone a part of the broadcasting club, Griffin, and my main man, Joffe, here. He's been doing great, and we love to have him. So the Cougars begin the second half. They've got Huntley throwing in the ball. He's looking to Parker. Seems to be a pause in gameplay before. And the ball's in play. Parker's got the ball at the half-court line. He looks to call for a screen. Doesn't get one, but passes. Huntley's got it. Parker's got it back. He shoots a corner three. No good. George grabs the rebound. George decides to bring it up court. He's been doing well with that today. He's guarded by Huntley. Will sets a right screen, but decides against it. George passes it to Will at the right corner. Will looks for a pass. He's got the 5-second count on him. And, yep, that would be tough. Will gets the 5-second call. He was guarded for too long. He had a 3-second call earlier in the game, and now he's got a 5-second call. Tough turnover, but they're going to have to live with it.
Yeah, there he's just got to pass the ball. Again, court awareness is one thing, but I think you just got to be – I know you got to be judicious with your passes, but you got to make the pass there.
So we've got Parker with the ball, who passes to Malkin. He passes to Laus. Laus makes a move and is fouled. Hits the and one. What a finish by Laus. He's at the line for a free throw, trying to complete 3. He was guarded heavily by 2 people. I believe that was Graham and Will. He's ready to shoot 2.
To the cheers of the Clarksville bench, and a foul there is not the move. You don't want to foul people down low because they already have the height advantage, so they have a good chance of converting these shots already. And if you foul them, you're giving an opportunity for not only more points at the line, but you're putting your own players in danger of fouling out, which could be consequential when you get down to the fourth quarter.
Interesting situation that just happened. Laus missed a free throw. It went out of bounds off of the Tigers. Clarksville got the ball back, and then Huntley just hit a 3. The game is now tied. That's exceptional for the Clarksville Tigers, or Clarksville Cougars. USN has the ball back. Will's got it now. Will looks to pass to Drew. Drew holds the ball. The 5-second count is on. Drew calls a play for the USN Tigers. He passes it to George. George looks for something, anything almost. He makes a move inside with a right-hand floater, gets his own miss, and passes to Drew, who also goes baseline. Drew goes back in, hits him with the pump fake, and he tips in his own miss.
I'd really like to see the Tigers pass the ball more quickly. They've really been hesitant to pass the ball. Again, they don't want to force it, right? But when you're playing against a defense that's pressing you, you have to be quick with your passes. You got to be accurate with your passes so you get the shots you want to take. Right there, it was good. But in the future, again, I'd like to see the Tigers move the ball around more.
Luce hits a layup, and the game's now tied at 21. And then Will, back on the other end of the court, hits his own hook shot. And the game is now 23-21. Tigers lead. Huntley's got the ball. Parker, he passes to Parker, who passes back to Huntley. Ball goes up in the air. Luce careens it. He goes inside, looks to Parker outside for 3, and he swishes it. The Clarksville Cougars now have the lead after being down as much as 11 points. William brings the ball up court. He loses it. That's just a careless play. Seemed like Parker got a hand in there. And Quinn comes in to check in for William. It'll be Cougar ball.
Look, you need smart passes and smart possessions. Obviously, the Tigers haven't had momentum for a while, but that's not a way to gain it back. And then the other thing is you've got to have a game plan for getting the ball up the court. I know that Clarksville is pressured, and that's been tough. But, again, quick passes are going to be how you're going to do that.
So, Huntley went in, dribbled in, tried to get a layup. He's fouled. He'll be shooting 2.
George Corzine is charged with the foul. That's his first personal foul.
That foul's on George, only his first.
Shooting for Clarksville Academy is number 11.
We've got a timeout called.
Timeout call for USN.
And this
that's their third timeout.
Is the first lead from the Clarksville Tigers. How are the USN Tigers going to feel?
Well, on the one hand, you're allowing some inside shots and some offensive rebounds, and that's never going to bode well for getting defensive stops because, well, you're not getting defensive stops. So I think that you need to be working on your boxing out. Difficult to do, once again mentioning the height, but I'd expect Coach Jones to be emphasizing that. And then on the offensive end, you either need to get more shooters open, get some interior looks, or preferably a combination of both would be great. I'd like to see Drew Dibble shoot the ball more. He didn't shoot. He hasn't shot yet in this third quarter and had a really good first quarter, and they were up 17-4. So I'd like to see them go back to him.
I totally agree. It's time for Drew to get back in this game. I think that their strong suit, the Tigers' strong suit of that first quarter, which was defense, they need to get back to that. The Cougars are pretty much exposing them on offense, and they just hit 2 free throws. Huntley, that is. Drew looks for inbound, and he has the ball almost stolen. It remains USN ball, but that is great hustle by Parker on the Cougars, trying to get another possession for his team. So the Cougars come in with another press. He passes it to Graham. Graham passes it back to Drew to bring up the court. The Tigers got to put their trust in Drew right now with ball handling, with shooting, scoring, defending. What do you say, Joffe?
Yeah, like Dr. Durnan mentioned, I think the one thing is that you need to dictate the pace of the game. But I'd agree with you there. I think that the Tigers have a great shot of getting back in this game. It's just a 1-point game here.
And that was good right there by George Corzine. He hits a little fadeaway. Nice to see him get something going. Tigers are playing with a 2-3 zone right now. They're looking to make sure that no scores happen, but there's a 3-point attempt that airballs. Huntley gets it back and is fouled. He has a nice scoop layup there, and he'll get a chance for 3 points. You just can't have that.
No, you can't foul him down low. He's 6'8", so again, he's got the advantage where he's probably going to make the shot that he takes. You can't foul out of frustration, and you just got to body him up and force him to take a shot. I don't like that foul at all, and I think the Tigers need to avoid that.
Well, the Tigers get lucky there. His shot barely misses. Will gets the rebound and passes to Drew. Drew looks to get something going on this Tigers offense. They need him as the Tigers leader and captain, of course. He's got the ball on the top right. Weaves to the middle, passes to Graham, who shoots a 3, and that swishes. It's nice to have a guy like that who can make shots both inside and outside.
Yeah, he has an untraditional, an unorthodox shot form, but it just finds its way in, and I like that about him. He can space the floor. He's a big guy, and he sports the Larry Bird jersey and haircut style.
That's right. He comes back, gets a steal for the Tigers. Coach Jones is yelling, breathe. They just wanted them to slow down, dictate the pace. George has got the ball. Oh, it looked like he moved his pivot foot just a little bit, just enough for the refs to call traveling violations. Coach Jones is irate, it seems. He knows it's just fundamental basketball, but sometimes that will happen. So we've got Parker bringing it up the court. Parker sets up his offense, and then he passes. Huntley passes to Parker, actually. Parker hits that corner 3. That's his second of this half. The Clarksville Cougars lead 31-28 as George attempts to bring it up court. He's guarded by Huntley. Graham sets a screen for George. George goes the opposite way and loses the ball to the Clarksville Cougars, but gets it right back. Looking for a fast break opportunity, passes to Quinn. And George gets George right back, but he misses off the backboard, did not hit rim. And now we've got Stool, who passes to Huntley, who passes to Parker, and he moves his feet. He shuffles.
USN basketball.
Hardison will check in for Parker, who just traveled. Tigers will have the ball.
Yeah, I don't know about that call there. Tigers look like we got away with a fortunate call for the Tigers, but I don't really think he traveled right there, to be perfectly honest.
Now, Drew Dibble gets the ball inbound. Corzine brings it up court. He loses the ball in a pass, but Graham hustles for it, gets on the ground, and now the Tigers have the ball once again. Drew's up top. They set up their offense with the 2 post players up at the top corners. 5 seconds. Fans are looking for it, but George gets it in time to Will. Will's having trouble finding an opening, but he finds George, and George passes it to Quinn, who shoots from his corner, but he misses, and Hardison goes for the break, and Huntley misses. Graham's got the rebound after a couple misses there. Drew's bringing it up court.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna foul Huntley there. Good thing they didn't, and he still missed. So win-win for the Tigers.
Fortunately, they didn't get another foul there. That would have resulted in 2 more free throws, and 2 more free throws we really don't want.
Fouls called against the Cougars.
Cougars get their first foul of the half.
Jr. is charged with a foul. That's his second personal foul. Team second.
Quinn set to throw the ball inbounds.
Substitutions being made for
Clarksville making some subs. Huntley's out for what seems to be the first time in the game. They're losing some significant size in that. Quinn passes to Dibble. Dibble's up top.
A 5-second call on him now. Graham sets a screen for Dibble.
And another left screen. Almost loses it. Seemed like he stepped back court, but the refs don't call it.
I don't think he did. His foot did not touch that black line.
I'm not sure. I think I saw differently, Joffe. But otherwise,
agree to disagree.
That's right. George resets. He's got the ball at top. George looks, finds Graham, who finds Drew, and Drew shoots one from that same right corner. Just on the different goal. Drew's got his 4th three-pointer a game, and that's what we like to see, Joffe. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah, I am not going to repudiate my first half beliefs that they should continue to feed Drew Dibble the rock in the perimeter.
So, the Cougars got the ball. The Tigers are coming with a little more cheering from their fans. They're ready on defense. Stool has got the ball. He passes it to Louse. Louse is trapped in the corner, but he finds his way out. Finds Johnson, who shoots. He misses, and Quinn's got the rebound. And that'll end our 3rd quarter. What are your thoughts, Joffe?
It's knotted up, and the Tigers didn't do it in the prettiest fashion, but they got those 3 points at the end to tie it up going to the 4th quarter. We've got quite a 4th quarter coming to you. Definitely a good game to stick around and watch. Tigers maintained good defensive composure after allowing a quick run to Clarksville and found their perimeter game at the end of that one. So look for more of that.
Yeah, we've got a tie game here, 31-31, 8 minutes left. Should be a close one. Should come down, hopefully, to the final shot. That'd be a great game. Coach Jones definitely wants to increase his lead now. In the first half, he had no problem doing that, but this will be a tougher instance as the Cougars have bounced back exceptionally after, I believe it was a 17-4 lead. They're now tied. They're ready. They're hungry. They've been doing well on offense, hit a couple threes there in the 3rd quarter, along with some great layups, great jump shots. They've been doing everything right. Tigers, though, seems like they're playing relaxed right now. And right now it seems like
Coach Jones just wants to get something in them, wants to get some hunger like that of the Clarksville Cougars. Coach Jones knows that the Tigers don't need to be lenient. They never have in the 4th quarter. So we'll see how this end of the game plays out. Quinn Wheelock is set to throw it in. He finds Drew in the back court. Drew is guarded by Milan. He passes to Quinn Wheelock in the corner, who finds Will down in the post. Will put some moves on him, but can't finish the layup. Louse got the rebound. He passed it to Hardison, who takes it up the court quickly. Pass it back to Louse. Louse has got it up at the top left corner. Hardison resets. Pass it to Milan, and Milan gets it to Louse. Louse does a spin move, looks back outside to Johnson. He passes to Huntley, and Milan's got a three-point attempt. That hits the back rim and goes out of bounds. It will be USN ball. So the Tigers have the ball, 7:23 remaining. Drew throws it in, finds Graham, and Graham finds Drew to take the ball up court. He's guarded by Milan. Milan's putting significant pressure on him, trying to get a steal and another possession for his team. But Drew's able to find Quinn in the corner. He finds Will, who falls and is called for a travel. Will is very unhappy with that call. He believes either there was a foul on him that caused him to travel, or that was just not a travel. Nonetheless, Cougars will get the ball. Huntley throws it in to Johnson. Johnson passes it to Moss. Moss gets it to Huntley, who passes to Milan, back to Huntley. Huntley passes to Moss. Moss looks to Milan, who throws right back to Moss. And he throws it to Milan. Milan gets it to Johnson, and Johnson gets it to Huntley. Great ball movement right now by the Clarksville Cougars. And we've got a steal. They intercepted that pass by Milan. Looked like they knew where it was going. They were able to get that steal, and now the Tigers have the ball. Drew Dibble's got it. Shuffles the feet a bit. No call. Passes it to George. George pump fakes. Puts a spin on. Keeps his pivot foot and shoots. And what an exceptional shot right there. He had that hook going for him, was double teamed, nonetheless was able to get it ahead of both opponents and put it right in. That looked easy for him. So the Tigers get back on defense. Milan's got the ball. He passes it to Moss, and he shoots a three. That's no good. But, of course, Huntley's there. That 6'8" frame gets him an offensive rebound and a second chance point. That'll tie the game back at 33. Drew's got the ball. He takes it up court. Heavily guarded by Johnson now. Drew looks at George, pass it to him. George goes in and gets a call on the floor. George thought that was going to be an and one call on the shot. Still great finish. He was able to do that exceptionally well. And now we've got a substitution. Parker for Milan. They're looking to increase their amount of guards on the Cougars. They want some more ball handling, more shooting, it seems like. And Drew inbounds it, looks to Graham at the top of the key. He passes it to Drew. Drew passes it to Will, who looks inside and makes a pass that they seem to be a miscommunication there. Graham didn't cut when Will wanted him to. Luckily, they got a foul called on them and in their favor, so the Tigers will have the ball. Now, head coach Matt Wallace of Clarksville calls a timeout. What's your thoughts, Shafi?
You know, tie game, when it's coming down to these close fourth quarter scenarios, fouls matter. There is a foul there by Clarksville Academy, which honestly contributes to the bonus count. And if the Tigers get in the bonus, that's a big advantage, because now any foul on the floor will get you a 1-and-1 and eventually a 2 shots at the line. So fouls are key. I think if you're the Tigers, you want to limit the fouls, especially when those big guys such as 6'8", Brandon Huntley are driving inside and, again, continuing to play the offense that they want, where they get the 3-point shots that they like. And, again, it also would be nice to get some points down in the interior, that since they're more reliable. But I'd like getting the ball in Drew Dibble's hands. He's been great all night, hit 4 threes. I think he could hit a 5th, 6th, 7th. I think he could hit 20. I mean, Drew Dibble's really amazing, and I think they should continue to feed him the ball.
That'd be crucial for our Tiger team right now. We're tied up at 33. Tigers look to pull ahead. They've got the ball. Drew's going to throw it in. What are they looking for, a 3 or a 2 right now, Joffe?
I think you're looking for just any points you can get.
Drew passes the ball to Will. He jumps and gets it, who passes it back to Drew. Drew almost loses it, but pump fakes and throws it to Quinn. Quinn's got the ball. Drew's at the top, right by the half-court line. He dribbles, passes to George. George makes a move, uses his jab step to try to get ahead. Almost travels, passes to Will, though. George gets the ball back and passes to Drew. Drew puts it up for 3, and he hits his 5th. Like you said, Joffe, just what we needed. Drew's confident right now.
I'm not going to tergiversate on my previous beliefs. I think that Drew Dibble should continue to shoot from downtown.
That's what we need, and if it's a scoring we're going to get, then so be it. But Huntley shoots. He's blocked, it seems like, by George. Will gets the rebound, and Drew sets up for another possession. This is crucial in terms of momentum. The Tigers want to hit another either 3 or 2 to get up by at least 5 and have it be a 2-possession game. Graham gets the ball inside the post. He passes it back out to George. George uses a pump fake and then passes it back out to George. The 5 count is on. Drew is then fouled. That'll be the Cougars' 4th foul. Like you said, that's important looking forward. You never know where this game could go. If fouling will be necessary, but that 4th foul is important. Quinn's got the ball, ready to inbound. He finds Graham. Graham's looking to Will inside. There's almost no weak side defense. That causes number 3, Moss, to foul. What seemed like to foul Will, but Will was called for a travel.
Yeah, that was a close one. I see the travel on Will there, but it also looked like a clear foul. I don't know which one was first, to be quite honest.
So Parker gets the ball. They're calling a play. And Laus is called for the travel. Back-to-back travels. It'll be USN ball once again. Crowd is ecstatic here at Sperling Gymnasium. The USN Tigers really could use this.
Drew finds Will Greenfield, who passes it to George. George looks to bring it up court. He's guarded by Laus. He's calm and steady with the ball right now. Doesn't want to make any turnovers, and he dribbles inside, looks for a shot, hoping to be fouled there. It looked like a lot of contact, but didn't get the call. Laus passes it out to Parker, and he hits his 3rd 3 of the half. What an amazing performance by him. We've got Drew with a great job, but we've got Parker, too, hitting his 3rd 3. That's definitely helping the Clarksville Cougars.
That's big, and what a game. 36-all, defensive battle with a lot of threes, too.
George has the ball. He passes it to Will, almost loses it. Will's got the 5-second count on him. Drew gets it back, wants to hold it. He's still got the 5-second count on him. Crowd's looking for a double dribble. They don't get it. Will's faking Moss out, but George has an opening. Looks to take advantage of it. He passes to Quinn. Quinn passes to Graham, and that pass is deflected by Huntley, and the Cougars now have the ball.
I don't like that pass. I think it was forced, and I think you should just go back out to the perimeter and continue passing it around. You have time here, and again, if it's tied, you're playing with the ability and the fact that you know that the other team is going to have another possession, so you've got to continue to milk the clock, because if you can get points out, then you're forcing the other team to play from down, which is difficult with under 2 minutes remaining.
Definitely can't make those mistakes, but the Tigers get a rebound after Moss misses a 3. Drew gets the rebound, and he takes it up court. There's 1 minute 45 seconds left. We're knotted up at 36, and Coach Jones elects to call a timeout. Coach Jones pretty upset with Will. He's been called for a numerous amount of travels. Nonetheless, he's had a good game, and we'd like to take this timeout to thank you and let you guys know to subscribe to our channel and make sure to turn on push notifications
so you guys know when our streams will go live. Also, we'd like to notify y'all that there is now a donation link in the description of this video. We would love to raise money and continue to broadcast spring sports from the River campus, and this would help immensely if our viewers were to donate. We love doing this for you guys, and we love broadcasting, and it's just a huge help just for viewers to watch us. That's great.
Yeah, and there's plenty of great spring sports out there. Lacrosse, soccer, tennis, track and field, baseball. So we'd love to bring those to you. So it would really help, again, if you could contribute, if you like what you hear every night. And we'd also appreciate any type of feedback that you have. Just let us know in the comments. Again, much appreciated. We're always trying to improve our broadcasting.
That's right. Thanks so much, Shafi. And thank you so much to all our viewers. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to turn on push notifications. You don't want to miss your Tigers. And so with 1 minute, 44 seconds left, Quinn calmly will throw the ball inbounds. He finds Drew in the backcourt. And this is going to be a close one, folks. Drew is getting ready to set the ball back up, set his offense up. He dribbles around, gets the ball outside, passes to George. George shoots. He airballs, goes long, but Will with the hustle rebound. Oh, but the Cougars maintain possession of it, and Luce gets a layup. Doesn't make it, but he's fouled. He'll be going to the line for 2.
You know, that's tough because you can't have him open on the layup attempt, but you just don't like to foul with this much time left in the game.
Now, Laus misses that first one. Will kindly grabs the rebound, passes to the ref. He's getting ready for his second. Cheerleaders are very loud. Tigers fans are hoping for a miss, but he makes that, putting the Cougars up by 1 point. The score is now 37-36, Cougars to the Tigers. Elliott's got the ball. He passes to Drew. Drew takes it up court with heavy defense from Brainingstool. He gets a left screen from Graham Elliott. Drew then passes to George, who takes a baseline and falls and loses the ball out of bounds. The ref didn't call a foul, but instead called out of bounds off USN. It'll be Cougar ball. There's a substitution right now. Johnson checks in for Moss.
It's crunch time. That possession was crucial. I didn't agree with the no call there, but it'll be Clarksville ball anyways.
Quinn fouls. Coach is irate. Not sure if Coach wanted a foul called right there. That'll be a flagrant, actually. Wow, I'm surprised. It was obviously on purpose, but I'm surprised the ref would call flagrant. That'll give him a shot at the line and the ball back. Crowd goes quiet for the free throw. He makes it. Now, excuse me, that'll be 2 shots. He's getting ready for his second. This is Parker. Parker hits his second. That'll make the Cougar lead 3. And it'll be Cougar ball once again. That's really tough for the Tigers right there.
Yeah, that's crucial. Again, a flagrant foul is a foul that's more excessive than a common personal foul, and it results in 2 shots and possession.
Drew had his back turn, almost stole it, was not in position though. Cougars have the ball, but
timeout call, Clarksville Academy.
Clarksville calls a timeout, attempting not to get fouled, milking off some more time off the clock. Dang. Jaffe, how about that foul? How much worse is that for the Tigers?
Yeah, you know, that's a difference maker, because there's a difference between a potential 3-point game if they make this shot and didn't get the foul versus a 5-point game if they convert on this possession. And that's 1 versus 2 possessions. with only 50 seconds left.
You really just don't want to give them that opportunity. It's best. The best case scenario is you foul, the player misses both free throws, you get a rebound, and in this case, that's just the opposite of what we wanted. Coach Jones is still going to find a way to work back from this deficit. It's only 3 points, but it still should be really tough for the Tigers to get back here. Clarksville Cougars have the ball. Tigers are probably going to need to foul. They have 5. The 6 will put him into bonus. Laus gets the ball. Graham fouls.
Foul is called against USN. Number 33, Graham Elliott is charged for the foul.
Now this next foul will get the Cougars in the bonus.
Clarksville Academy basketball to inbound.
Clarksville inbounds. Laus gets it once again. Passes to Parker. Parker is not called. Johnson gets the ball. They're just milking time. Will fouls. And now he'll get a 1-and-1.
Foul is called against USN.
This is Nolan Johnson that's shooting. He's 5'10". He's a junior. He'll be shooting 1-and-1. Tigers look to box out and hopefully get a miss. Johnson makes it. It's now 40-36. Johnson gears up for his second free throw. Brenningstool checks in. And Johnson takes a sigh as he gets ready to shoot his second free throw. And he makes that, swishes it. Now a 5-point game. Score is 41-36. Graham's got the ball from a pass by Drew. Drew passes it to George. George looks to bring it up quickly. He's fouled. That's the Cougars' 5th foul. No bonus yet. Tigers will remain with the ball. 30 seconds left. And what's the game plan from here, Joffe?
You got to draw up a quick shot. You either want the 2-pointer that's quick or a 3-pointer that's quick, and then you got to foul really quick. I'm telling you, not much time left in this game, but I'm thinking Drew Dibble needs to take the shots.
And Drew tries from that same spot he's been hitting from this entire game. Not able to make it. Great shot attempt there. He really tried to do, as you said, get a shot off fast. He did that well, but barely missed off the back rim. It'll be the Cougars' free throw. They'll be shooting 1-and-1 again. This is Huntley. His first misses, and Tigers get the rebound. Drew waves off a defender. He comes in, looks for a shot. He gets stripped, it seems like, and misses. Cougars get fouled once again, and that will be another 1-and-1.
Drew Dibble is charged with the foul. That's his 3rd personal foul, team 9.
Yeah, and really the Tigers are clinging on in this game. Not much of a shot at coming back. You're going to need a lot of 3-pointers. I think the turning point again was that flagrant foul call. I didn't think it was too severe, to be quite honest with you. It may have been unnecessary, which could meet the criteria for the flagrant foul, but nonetheless a big turning point in the game that probably swayed it Clarksville's way.
And Laus hits both free throws. This looks like it'll do it for the Tigers, 43-36. Drew takes it up quickly again, tries to shoot it from the baseline. He gets fouled. 2 seconds left. He'll be at the line for 2. He looks to just get 2 more in. Interesting thing about the Tigers this season is they've been hovering right around that 70% mark for free throw shooting. That is an amazing percentage from the Tigers. Obviously, they've been working on it, doing well. Drew hits his first, gears up for a second, hits it off the rim, looking for another possession. Not sure what happened there. I guess there was a violation. Must have stepped over the line too quickly. Time runs out. And the refs call a game, even though it seemed like there would be a foul. Tough game from the Tigers. They were up by a lot at the beginning. The Cougars came back and they pushed back hard. The final score 43 to 37. Tigers struggle in the end. What do you take away from this, Shafi?
You know, the Tigers played a great game. They only have a couple more games in the season. When you're talking about the district and the seeding come playoff time, this game was big. Clarksville is one of the top teams in their district and probably secured a better seed than USN. So USN is going to have a harder road, but not necessarily an impossible path to the state title. I think I loved what I saw from the Tigers. They need to work on their versatility, getting the ball inside. I like Drew Dibble's shooting. He hit a lot of three-pointers. But the Tigers need to be able to dictate the momentum of the game and make smart decisions in the fourth quarter.
Definitely a tough loss. That'll put the Tigers at 9-5. And it seemed as though the shots just weren't hitting for the second half. They weren't getting what they wanted. Drew had only hit, I believe, 2 3-pointers the second half, aside from his 3 in the first. Tigers are going to suffer from this loss. That's tough in terms of seeding. But you can count on the Tigers to always bounce back. They'll come at you harder next game. And we can't wait to present you next game Thursday night here in Sperling. And we thank you all for your support and for your patronage to our USN Tigers Broadcasting Club. For Itai Eden and Jackson Jaffe, we thank you all. Have a very safe night and enjoy the rest of your night. Shout out K.